You guys are back in the old school. Hey guys, I'm the Retro Reject, and you guys are probably expecting Titanosaurus to, say something stupid, or Mechagodzilla to say something, smart and stuff, and, not trying to flirt with me, but, well, today I decided to give him a day off, because today we are going to be talking about a Godzilla theory I have. What else do you expect from me? I have a freaking giant collection of Godzilla and Ultraman action figures. I talked to freaking Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla, well, and Nala too, but she wasn't my problem. It's because Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla brought her to the real world. No, come on, Retro Reject. Oh, come on, you gotta stay on topic. Stay on topic. Stay on topic. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about a theory I have on Gojira. Specifically about the weapon that destroyed the original Godzilla, well, the Oxygen Destroyer. And since I don't have Mechagodzilla or Titanosaurus to help me out today, I have a special friend for you guys, and he is Gojira.
What? Hi everybody. Yeah, I'm the original Gojira.
Well, Gojira, it's really nice to have you here today.
Yeah, all right. Can we get along with this, as you're interrupting my nap time?
I couldn't have said it better myself, Gojira. Let's get right into it!
Gojira, the movie that started it all. And also Godzilla, King of the Monsters, for us Americans out there. The story goes that Godzilla was awakened by nuclear testing, and in his anger he wanted to take revenge on humanity. And of course that sounds like a cheesy monster movie, but I am assuring you it is more than that. There's destruction, death, it's downright scary at some points, and not to mention that the black and white really helps that. And this movie is definitely for sure a classic movie, and if you haven't seen it, I really recommend you go watch it right now. People in this movie don't act like it's a movie, they act like it actually happened. And it's so dark, from the scenes in the hospital and to the actual destruction of the city itself. Godzilla is just a message of the dangers of nuclear warfare, and that's what Toho wanted to show in this movie. Godzilla is just a force of nature that can't be stopped. Well, except one person could. This guy, Dr. Serizawa. He was the man who created the original Oxygen Destroyer, which killed the original Godzilla. Now, Dr. Serizawa, he killed himself when he unleashed the weapon on Godzilla, and he burned all his records so that nobody can know how to make an Oxygen Destroyer. Because, this thing is dangerous. If it killed Godzilla, then imagine what would happen if somebody else got their hands on it. So nobody knows how to make one now.
So the question I have is, well, what kind of science allows the Oxygen Destroyer to work? Because throughout all of my YouTubing and searching for answers, nobody has been able to find an answer. So that's what we're going to find out today. So the first thing we need to figure out are the effects of the Oxygen Destroyer. And so that's why we have Gojira. So Gojira, can you explain to me how it felt when the Oxygen Destroyer was used on you?
Where's the Oxygen Destroyer? Oh, I'll give it one for you. Where's the Oxygen Destroyer? Oh, no, I don't want to be killed again.
What? No. There's no Oxygen Destroyer here. I just want to find out, how it felt when the Oxygen Destroyer was used on you.
Okay. Way back in 1954, I was sleeping for a while. Well, and it was after I destroyed Tokyo, of course, and of course I was sleeping there happily, and then all of a sudden this weird guy came down from what looked like it was a ship or something. I destroyed a couple of those too, and he planted this weird thing at the bottom of the ocean, and then all of a sudden it started bursting bubbles all over the place, and then more bubbles kept coming up, and I felt like I couldn't breathe, and next thing I know, I got turned into a skeleton. That was probably the worst pain I felt in years. It's even worse than the pain I felt than the colonoscopy I had a couple years back.
Gojira, the colonoscopy wasn't invented until 1969.
No, it was a colonoscopy, all right. It was back in 1945.
Wait a minute. 1945? Wasn't that when the atomic bombs dropped?
Yep. Where do you think the Nagasaki bomb landed?
Oh my gosh, Gojira, that's disgusting!
Yep, that's a little bit of history for you. The bomb went straight up my...
Okay, we don't need to reveal that to my audience. There are kids out there.
Oh, come on, Retro Reject. You said it yourself. Kids aren't like what they used to be nowadays. Back in my day, we didn't have video games and those stupid television shows and movies. Back in my day, children amused themselves by destroying things. Of course, I did it much on a larger scale.
Anyways, so the effects of the oxygen destroyer are very simple. So first, when the oxygen destroyer opens up, there's a burst of bubbles, and they gradually increase until eventually any living creature around the area is reduced to bones. But the oxygen destroyer itself is a confusing name to call it because, well, there is a law of science that says that matter cannot be destroyed or created. So it's not, oxygen isn't actually being destroyed, it has to go somewhere else. And even if it was being destroyed, well, this would happen. Yeah, so that didn't happen in the movie. So then what does happen? Where does the oxygen go? Well, to any Godzilla fans out there who feel like they can't handle the truth, I suggest you pause the video right now and exit. Because what I'm about to tell you is going to probably change your life about Godzilla. Because the process of what the oxygen destroyer does is something called electrolysis. Specifically, the electrolysis of water.
Now, electrolysis of water is a very simple chemistry experiment. All you have to do is you have to get a battery and connect the negative side to a negative cord and put it into a test tube. And then same thing with the positive side. You put a positive cord and then put it in another test tube. Now, since hydrogen is positive in a water molecule, the oxygen in the water gets attracted to the positive cord, and then since hydrogen is positive, it gets repelled by the cord. Since oxygen is slightly negative in a water molecule, the hydrogen gets attracted to the negative, and then oxygen gets repelled. So this is what I think is happening in the oxygen destroyer. It most likely has to have some kind of negative charge to it to make the oxygen in the water to get repelled. And since most sea creatures rely on oxygen in the water to live, if you get rid of the oxygen, you can most likely kill pretty much anything in the water. This experiment was done like way before 1954, which is the year that Gojira takes place in. So technically, Dr. Serizawa is just using a simple chemistry experiment for the oxygen destroyer. So why does he need to destroy his records and all that stuff if it already exists?
What? Are you telling me that Dr. Serizawa was just a simple chemist piggybacking off a couple of group of scientists who already did an experiment like that way back in the 1800s?
No. I'm not saying that Dr. Serizawa was an idiot and just a basic chemist. If anything, he's still a genius. Because the simple experiment of electrolysis of water, I mean, it would take years and years for it to actually work to kill Godzilla. And Gojira, you probably wouldn't have waited that long to die.
Yeah, I wouldn't have waited that long. I would have moved down to Osaka and destroyed that city for a while. And then I would have probably moved on to America, which then I would destroy American cities, you know?
Anyway, Dr. Serizawa is still a genius because he had to find some way to connect it to some kind of more nuclear and powerful source. And the reason why I say it would be nuclear is, well, because as we clearly see in the effects of Godzilla versus Destroyer, or that since the oxygen destroyer happened, that any crustaceous life around the oxygen destroyer, it caused the crustaceous life to mutate and eventually become Destroyer. there you have it. The weapon that was able to kill Godzilla, the Oxygen Destroyer, was a simple chemistry experiment, but it's been able to be upgraded through the mind of Dr. Serizawa, and through nuclear power, it destroyed the original Gojira. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, whatever the heck you want to do. And also thank you, Gojira, for coming out tonight.
Well, thank you for having me here. Well, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go take a nap.
Alright, Gojira, you go do that. And don't worry, guys. Titanosaurus, Mechagodzilla, Nala, they'll be back next video. And until then, the old school is out!